Hope you guys are doing well. Edgar from Solo Marketer here, and in this video I want to quickly show you how to create an inline sign-up form. A form like this, which usually you would use on, let's say, like on a website. You just want people to have like a quick sign up to your newsletter, as an example, right? It's not like a fancy landing page, or this is pretty much the simplest type of form there is, and we're going to build it out under the website on the homepage. So yeah, first thing you want to do is, first thing I want to do is minimize my face, and then we want to go to Sites, Blogs, and go to your blog/website. And then go to Pages, and let's just say, yeah, we want to put it on a home page, right? At the bottom, you see that very often on websites. Just, sign up for a newsletter, and they get added to your mailing list once they put in their name and email. So yeah, let's click on the home page. So this is just a sample home page. I already have this here, so let's delete it. Let's create it from scratch. So first thing we want to do is we want to add in the section. We can just drag in a blank section from the left side. Let's drag it in here. And then the next thing we want to drag, depending on how many form elements there are, if you want to collect name, email, and have the button, obviously, then you need 3 columns. If you want to just collect email and have the button, so that's 2 columns. So in our case, we're going to do 3 columns for 3 elements because we want to collect our name as well, just so we can use it in the mass broadcasts in our emails. So we can actually delete this one. This is a 1 column, so let's drag in the 3 column. And the first thing we're going to drag in on the leftmost column is form input. Second one will also be form input. And the third one will be a button, which, let's go back. I always lose it. There we go. It was right next to it. There we go. So it looks kind of wonky now. As you can see, it's kind of, we want it to be centered vertically. So if you hover over the 3 column row, you can see these little icons here. You want to center it. So you need to click on each one, which just means, yeah, it just aligns, each one to like the middle. So now, it's more in unison. It just basically, yeah, looks much better. So yeah, these form elements, we need to assign them. So usually if you select name and email, you start with the name and then the email. That's what people are used to. If you do it the other way around, it might confuse some people. They might put in the wrong details and then they just leave. First name and the second one will be email. I wouldn't recommend putting in more fields. You can put in less. You can take out the first name field and just do 2 columns, but this is pretty standard. And yeah, the button itself, I wouldn't make it this complex. I would just take out the subtext and I don't know, for the button text, something more actionable than just submit. I don't know, something like join the whatever the newsletter name is and newsletter. There we go. You can obviously adjust the font size, line spacing, or line height rather. The button color, I would probably change it to something else. Doesn't need to be red, but just so it's really contrasting, so it stands out on your page. You definitely don't want it to be the same color as like a lot of elements on the page. Like let's say the footer, then it's kind of harder to notice. Buttons need to be noticeable. And also, yeah, you can just customize everything, but this is kind of you get the gist of it. But if you click on the button itself, here it says submit form. That's the action we want it to take. A button can have all kinds of actions. You can have, take them to a blog page, download something, take them to like an outside page, like an outbound link. In this case, submit form, as it is by default. And you have 2 options. When they complete the form, you can do no redirection, and it just put in the text that's going to say, thanks for signing up. Or you can do an actual page and then basically just create a thank you page and then put in that link over here if you pick the other option, which I would recommend more because we'll do a preview. This option, the no redirection, it's the simplest, but it's kind of confusing, and I'm going to show you why. And as for the automations, optional, but I highly recommend tagging people just so you know where they came from. So in this case, you need to create a tag under the CRM. So let's just open up a new page and let's exit this one. Let's go to CRM, tags. You want to have some sort of a tag. So in this case, it would be something like newsletter, sign up, website. What kind of source, where the traffic came from. It could be a website, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Maybe you have multiple places where you provide people with like a newsletter sign up. So you need to specify where, and also, what the lead generation, what the lead magnet is. Maybe you do different lead magnets, you do newsletter sign up, they can sign up for a free course, all that stuff. So you want to see what gets the most interest. That's why you want to tag all these forms. So in this case, yeah, add a tag. It's not going to reflect the new name. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, there we go. No more actions. I guess technically we can add them to like we can send them an email. We can add them to like a welcome sequence. We can do all kinds of things. It gives us options. But in this case, we want to keep it simple. We just want to tag them, and they'll be added to our list regardless if we do the tagging or not. But I highly recommend it. Let's save the rule. If you want to make it kind of stand out more, this is kind of bland. If you select the section itself, just like in the example I gave you, we can change the background color to something, whatever your brand is, right? I'm just going to do something, not the best look. Maybe let's something milder. I don't like the red button, but we kind of committed to it. And also you can add a headline just to give them context of what it is, right? Join our weekly newsletter. You can obviously expand on what the newsletter is about and all that stuff, but at least this is the bare minimum. Give them some sort of context on what this is, what the sign-up form is for. Let's do this. This should be okay. I'm just checking the transparency. There we go. So we can make it bigger like this. So this already looks slightly better. Obviously you can space things out and do all kinds of things, but this is pretty good. You can check on mobile. This will be kind of more difficult. I think on mobile you need to leave it stacked vertically, because if you click on the three columns, and if you try to put them all in one row, just like on desktop, it's going to look weird. So this on mobile, I would recommend just keeping it the way it is by default. This little checkbox, don't touch it. Might be good for other types of things, but for mobile, not so much. And obviously space things out properly. Maybe add a little bit more, not padding, margin over here, just to give it more space, but this looks close enough. But yeah, always double check mobile. And on desktop, something like this should be pretty good. So now I want to show you what happens if there's no thank you page after they sign up. So let's quickly take a look. Let's just refresh the home page. And basically, let's say, let's fill out a form. Let's click on join a newsletter. You see, it's kind of awkward. Like I put in my name and email. I clicked join the newsletter. Okay, so they disappeared. So what happened? As the end user, you're like, did I submit the information? Let's put it in again. Let's put it in again. Join a newsletter. I guess, maybe. So this might be confusing. Also, the text that we put in didn't show up anywhere. The text saying, thanks for signing up, like a confirmation text. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but you have the option to put it in here. But I would do something better. If we go back to sites, blogs, we can just create a quick thank you page. So let's go to pages and create a new one. I don't know, thank you page. Thank you, just something really quick. And let's go in. Where are we? Here we go. Thank you page. And we can just put in a simple section. Let's drag it in. Let's drag in a headline. Thank you for signing up. You can put in something more. They sign up for the newsletter. You can do something like, also you can join our community, or you can check out my YouTube channel, right? They already showed interest. So on a thank you page, you can give them like a next step, something else to just, be excited about, go check it out. So we can do something like that. Thank you for signing up. Also make sure to check out our YouTube channel. And let's add in a button. Let's space it out a little bit. Obviously, when you click on the button over here, it wouldn't be a submit form. It would be an open URL. And then you put in the URL here, whatever your YouTube channel is in this example. Also, maybe space it out a little bit more, just some basic stuff. So let's just basically, that's kind of just for the example. That's good enough. And I want to show you what the process will look like now. So let's copy this link, this thank you page that we just created. Let's go back. So instead of no redirection, we're going to do to a custom URL. We're going to paste in that new link. Save, and let's go check it out again. So here we are. Let's fill it out again. Join the newsletter. It takes us to a thank you page. In my opinion, this looks better. It's an extra 5 minutes to create a thank you page and put in the link, but I think it's going to be a much better look than just them submitting the information and nothing happening seemingly. Although in the back end something happened, but to them, it's like, I guess, okay, so should I do it again? It seems very glitchy. So definitely do a thank you page, even if it just says thank you for signing up and that's it. But yeah, that is it for this one. Also, if you're interested in lead generation funnels and how to immediately monetize your leads after they sign up for your lead magnet, whatever it might be. Like, this is just a simple newsletter, but there's options where you can, people can sign up for your freebie PDF guide or course or whatever, and then immediately you can monetize those leads automatically. You can put them in follow-up sequences, all that stuff. There's a training below. You can check it out in the description, pin comment as well. It's called kind of like a self-liquidating funnel. That's a common term. Definitely go check it out. There's a video training, a free funnel template with system.io. I think, yeah. If you're interested in generating leads, you're definitely interested in generating revenue, so go check it out below. And also, any questions, let me know in the comments. I love answering your questions. And yeah, that is it for this one. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.